thing about that story is not to be depressed, understand your life, because I said it in there. I feel bad that I've done that because I wish I could have been the traditional. Let me finish.
Traditional.
Let me finish my story.
Sorry.
Thank
You take forever.
Yeah, but I like to talk slow.
I've been telling this man, he talks like elevator music.
You still interrupted me.
2x.
If you keep interrupting me, I can't get my message across. And you come out looking like you really control this conversation, and I want to get my point across.
I have no idea why comedy gold like TK Kirkland would sit down and do a podcast with a loud, obnoxious, forever interrupting, disrespectful person like this. It's beyond me, but he did. So we must get active. Now, the content comes from this podcast right here. You can see it's a relatively small channel at almost 7,000 subscribers. Now, what's interesting about this is that the video itself is at 100,000 views. It was posted over a year ago, but sources have told me that they took it down for a long period of time. They have privated the video, but now it's back up and it's making its rounds all over social media. But of course, the comments are currently turned off and the like to dislike ratio is 2,000 likes and like 8,000 to 9,000 dislikes currently. But content like this perfectly demonstrates the assertiveness that you would see on a Kevin Samuels platform, because it's a man speaking from wisdom, from his perspective. Now, TK Kirkland, surprisingly, is 63 years old. I know, he don't look it, but he's speaking through and acknowledging and taking accountability for his mistakes earlier off in life. To have 7 kids, created 7 kids with 7 different baby mamas, which is crazy. But instead of acknowledging his accountability, the sister code activates within her and she attempts to defend what does not need to be defended in the most disrespectful way. It's time to get active on this one. Without further ado.
So this was your dream, to have children with different women all over the place?
But what I've learned in life is not to complain. I've learned to accept my decision making. Even though I had something on the post the other day, I felt like if I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't have any children.
I'm gonna play the full thing because
I wouldn't have any children. And the reason why I wouldn't have any kids,
you're giving that person the ability to control your life.
Is it right?
Ooh, yes. Think about it.
You have kids yourself?
I have kids. I have kids from us, and if I had to do it all over again, I don't think I have any children. Right. I love my kids. I tell people now, even though you love your children, if you're not with the father or the mom, a child is a bookmark. It reminds you of the mistake you made that night or nights for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Right, if it's not planned.
If it's not planned.
Exactly.
This is why you got to wear a condom, because all you got to do, if you don't believe me, everybody, on Monday mornings, I want you to go downtown in your local area and go to child support court and sit in the fucking lobby. And you would think that you was going to a Future and Drake concert, seeing the people lined up in there. Okay. It's for real.
So, of course, off top, she's going to have an emotionally baked argument because he said something about kids are mistakes. And then that's all that they hear. Their cognition or their ability to interpret the conversation, right? The conversation is going to go downhill from there because that's all that she heard. Meanwhile, from a man's perspective, having children that are unplanned with women that you do not intend to be with for the majority or the rest of your life can be a tremendous burden, both from a time perspective, both from a financial perspective. And then also, you're not in a 2-parent household where studies have the greatest degree of success for children. So the life teaching from TK is something I say up on this platform is to wrap it up. But I talk from a perspective of watching other people go through it. He talks from a perspective, which I will say is a better perspective of him actually going through it. But let's watch how the conversation continues.
So what is it you don't like about that?
Go ahead.
There's a lot.
I'm listening.
Start. Okay. So 1, you have 7.
Yes.
I can understand 1 being an oops.
Yes.
I was 17 when I got pregnant with my daughter.
Yes.
18 when I had her. I will say that was like, fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Never happened again.
Yes.
Why? Because once you know better, you do better. So you're trying to tell me that you know better, but you have a child that's 37. You also have one that's 16.
Yes.
That is like 19 years difference.
Yes.
And for 19 years, you were still fucking up.
Yeah.
You're giving out this advice that you don't even take yourself.
But no, now the question should be, TK, what have you learned from that situation? Now let me phrase it.
It took seven children for you to learn something?
Success.
And now when you're shooting powder is when you learn?
Well, not powder. I'm still doing
like,
my thing. You know,
what?
don't.
There's like nothing left.
No, there's nothing.
You emptied it out.
I'm still healthy. But let me.
All right.
So let me.
Now, the basis of a question is a great question. And I think in a podcast, it's something that you can levy. But you're beginning to understand the degree of disrespect. To add on powder on, like he's shooting out powder on top of that. Ma'am, he's doing you a favor by being on your podcast. Nobody knows you, nor does anyone care about your goddamn podcast. And he's up there utilizing the equity of his star power of the last 40 years of him being a talented, beyond talented comedian to talk to you about something because people listen to the things that he's saying. But you have the audacity within your bitter baby mama, self-sabotaging, disrespectful tone to come at him in that particular way. But it gets worse.
Give you the story on this. And you can't teach nobody nothing. You ain't been through nothing.
How much do you have to go through?
Let me finish, because what you're doing, you're playing judge here, and you can't play judge.
I won't judge. Go ahead.
If you're going to be in this position and you're interviewing me,
I'm not interviewing. I'm having a conversation.
You have to be open-minded that people's lives are not always planned or strategized the way other people think their lives should be.
Okay.
So what I've learned in this tape, and a lot of comments, a lot of people think the same way that you think as well, right? But the thing about that story is not to be depressed, understand your life, because I said it in there. I feel bad that I've done that because I wish I could have been the traditional. Let me finish.
Traditional.
Let me finish my story.
Sorry.
Thank
you take forever.
Yeah, but I like to talk slow.
I've been telling this man, he talks like elevator music.
You still interrupting me.
2x.
And I have if you keep interrupting me, I can't get my message across, and you come out looking like you really control this conversation, and I want to get my point across.
Turn the mic.
Okay, so my point that I'm making is you go through life, you deal with certain things, and what makes a man to me is you accept the things you've done, but if you could teach people not to make the same choices that you made, not mistakes, choices that you made, whether someone's in Ghana, whether someone's in Oakland, California, and they hear me say that, and they go, wow, I don't want to be in that same position that TK was talking about, and this is what I'm going to do so I don't end up in that same situation. It's just
so
that
you're like the savior. You fuck it up real bad. So
it doesn't matter if I'm a
it.
savior. The purpose is we all are God's children. We all have to do things to give
Lucifer.
back. So I did what I had to do in that situation, and I apply it to the podcast, and I share with people. Now, different people are going to get what they want out of it. Like you look at it that way.
You want to be Nick so bad.
No. I'm older than Nick. So Nick, no.
Nick wants to be you.
Yeah. So I'm older than him. My point that I'm making, any man, if you can learn from my situation, find one woman if you can, and stick with that one woman.
I just love how it's usually the men that can't keep it in their pants, the men that don't value a woman, the man that can't be in a relationship, the one that goes and tells us, go find one woman. You know who I'm going to take that advice from? From the man that has had the one woman. From the man that knows how to value a woman, that has with their actions on a daily basis shown how they value women. That's who I want to take the advice from. Not the one who's still walking around state to state, putting their thing into anything.
First off, shout out to TK for maintaining his masculinity, maintaining his stoicism, maintaining his discipline as well as composure while talking to this immature, disrespectful, pathetic woman. She cannot discipline herself enough, so much that she had to turn around the mic in an effort not to cut him off. But no, ma'am, your logic doesn't hold up no matter which way that you look at it. From a positive perspective, if I want to learn how to be a partner at a law firm, well, then I need to talk with partners at a law firm. On the negative side of it, if I want to learn why not to be a thief, I want to talk to an ex-thief. People who have experience of things that they're telling you to do or not to do often are the greatest teachers because they can give you perspectives of things that people on the outside looking in would not be able to give you. TK having 7 kids and 7 baby mamas is his life. He can't go back and change it, but he's telling people to not do that, to live a more traditional life, one of which that you scoffed at.
I'm going to still tell you why that's wrong.
Why is that wrong?
Because you have so many people who are habitual liars.
Yes.
And 90% of men are habitual liars.
You know 90% of men?
Let me finish. 90% of men are habitual liars. The same way you got played in a sense having a kid.
I got played.
Yeah, you got played. You got played because you went for what the man was saying in this conversation. And it's not your fault. most women are in that situation.
Actually,
I disagree when he says things like that. Yes, are there men that spit game? Yeah, absolutely. But I'm tired of this rhetoric of allowing women to go accountability free for who they choose to open up their legs to. What is all this talk about a woman's intuition is paramount? Well, how can you say that and you have 3 to 4 baby daddies? How was your intuition not told you that the first 4 were not for you? All right, let's keep going.
it wasn't just that.
No, let me finish. But most women are in that situation. Most women get caught up in the situation.
So, no, let me tell you something. If I were to be caught up by what people just say, I would have had 13 children by now.
Okay, so let me finish.
Because I've had men with the gift of gab.
I know that I'm talking
sorry.
slow,
Ooh,
but let me finish my thought.
Let's go.
What I'm saying is there's so many women in that situation in life. There is no right path. There is no, you should do it this way. People do things happen.
But when do you take accountability for not fixing your mistakes?
When kids are here, there's nothing you can't fix.
You could do.
Again,
you can only be what you can.
It takes a lot for you to create a child.
It takes about a few minutes.
You know what's crazy? A woman can only get pregnant within a 48-hour time frame of the 30 days.
Yes.
It's like 24 hours, 48 hours.
And your point
very
is what?
small. You know how... I thought that was okay. You know how much you got to be doing raw?
Yeah.
In order to procreate 7 children with different women all the time?
You're talking about over 37 years, though.
No, we're talking about in over 19 years. 7 children. By children number 3, let's say.
Yeah, but that's your opinion, sweetie.
That is just logic.
It's millions of people, of men, that have had that type of situation.
Right.
And
how much you paying child support?
Yeah. I don't pay nothing in child support. Ooh. Like, I'm a good dad.
Hold on, but you travel all the time.
Yeah,
They're
but I'm still
on different
a good dad.
But you don't pay child support?
Why would I pay child support?
So you take them to school every day, you take them to the doctor's offices, you take them to practices,
I mess with women that got themselves together.
Okay.
And
like a true toxic man. But, you know what it takes physically? I would rather today, where I am today, I'm doing it alone.
Yes.
And it's hard. But you know how easy it is for me to go and work and make the money. I have to have a nanny, right?
Yes.
And she has to, like this morning, I'm at the radio station. She got to take him to school.
Yes.
She sometimes has to take him to practice.
But you don't have no help. My kids, I help their mothers.
So now that the conversation has switched into child support, you're beginning to understand her mindset as well as her ulterior motives. And it's just unfortunate because this could have been a productive conversation about why did you not learn after kid 3 and or 4, but instead she's turning it into the sister code drivel and nonsense. The state has done such a good job of entrapping the minds of these young modern women to the extent of if a man is not up on child support, he is not doing his job. And not for a second does she consider that if TK truly was a deadbeat father, wouldn't at least one of the 7 be putting him on child support? Ma'am, what you're currently doing is that you are projecting your life, your results and or outcomes in life on someone else. And it's my guess, judging from your personality and the way that you treat men or talk about men, or in this specific case, your guest in a TK Kirkland, helps me understand why your baby father didn't want you. And that's why I tell everybody who watches my channel, if your father was not in your life, talk to your father, because your father may have not wanted to leave the family, but your father may have just wanted to leave your mom. Let's keep going.
That's their mother. How do you help them? With what? If you're not there with time and you're not there with money, how are you helping them?
Yeah, but I am there with time and I'm there with money.
How can you? You're one person, 7 kids, 7 states.
My kids are grown.
When they weren't.
I did it when they was grown.
They didn't grow.
When they was babies.
So they popped out of the vagina at 30?
Yeah, no. What I'm saying, no, what I'm saying to you, when my kids was born.
From 0 to 18. How much?
A lot of time. And we're still close to this day.
What are the ages? Do you even know the ages?
Yes, 37 to 16.
No. Give me 6.
Yeah, 37, 32, 26, 22, 21, and 20, and 16.
So you have 3 that are a year apart.
Oh, absolutely.
So, and they're all in the same state?
No.
So when those 3 kids, let's just focus on 3 out of the 17 you got. Those 3, they're growing up and they have to do like that, those first 5 years of their lives. Yes. How often could you have possibly been
That's
there?
true. But so
were you paying child support then?
I don't pay child support.
Okay, we're going to move on. We're going to move on.
Like, why would I pay child support? I'm not a bum.
Because, did you pay for their school?
Of course.
Okay, so
But you talk so fast, you don't let people
listen.
get their thoughts out.
You just kept saying I don't pay child support.
You're a judge.
No. You kept saying I don't pay child support.
You put people on the...
Okay, so all these
when
children
I say I
pay...
pay... No, let's make sure we're clear. It's very important because I got my
Good job,
my
TK.
parents.
Child support, you're thinking...
Let me finish my thought, darling.
Yeah.
2X.
Thank you. Yeah, make sure... When I say don't pay, that's the communication gap.
Okay.
When you're saying, what do I pay? You're thinking child support, I'm not giving anything. I'm saying, I take care of my babies.
Okay, what does that look like?
Yeah, it looks like you take care of them.
Can you explain to me what it looks like for you to have to take care of
the
the
school,
kids?
clothes, trips, etc.
Okay, what about they live in the house with their mom 24/7, right?
Yes.
They live in their home. So do you pay any of those bills in their house?
Yes, I did. They grown now.
We're gonna focus.
Yeah, when
they
were kids, yes.
So the 16-year-old not right now. So you still have one that's underage.
Yes, and well taken care of.
What does that look like
It's
right
amazing.
now today?
It's amazing.
What does it look like?
What do you mean? What it looks like
For the 16-year-old right now? What does that look like? How do you take care of him? It's a boy, right?
Visit, we hang, go to games, etc.
School?
Yeah,
Paid
he
for?
goes to school. Yeah, I don't take
got
him
a
to
car?
school. No, he's 16. No.
So who drives him to school?
His mom.
So you pay for the gas?
No.
Do you pay for her car insurance?
No.
Do you pay for her car bill?
No.
Do you pay for her light bill?
No.
Do you give her money for food?
Of course.
And the truth will set you free. Women like this consider child support to be life support for them. It's funny, if you get them to talk long enough, you begin to really understand where they're coming from.
How much?
Whatever she needs.
So every month you don't...
I don't see.
So she has to ask you for it.
See, here's the thing: the structure with most women, and this is how you're thinking. You're thinking, I need X, Y, and Z, but there's some women on this planet who move a certain way, and when they need something, because if you got your stuff together.
So how about you get your stuff together?
Some women will say, "Baby, I need this."
She's so disrespectful.
Baby, you are my baby's daddy.
No.
We made a mistake, right? Remember?
There you go again.
Wow.
With the energy and your toxic energy.
Wow.
I'm not toxic.
And the
I
way
am matter-of-factly.
let me finish. And your energy influences negativity. You don't stay calm.
No.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm giving you my point. When you do all that and the tone of your voice creates.
Look at that
type of
smile.
energy.
Okay, I'll speak
So
soft.
what I'm saying to you is there's people on this planet that just
She's a Delilah.
move a
Look at
different
this.
way. You're not child support. You're not a judge. All
Not
you
a
can do
mother.
is say what you would like for
You's a
your life.
motherfucker.
You can't say what's good for somebody else's life because everybody moves
There is not
differently.
one mother. Find me one mother in this world. I don't care what language they are, what country they're
Okay.
from. One mother that is okay with raising time-wise
I'm listening.
and financially their child with the dad saying, "Yeah,
I
so a
know
couple
5 of
dollars."
them.
Call them right now.
No, I'm not gonna call them
I
because
want
I'm
you to call
grown.
one woman right
No,
now to
I
tell
don't-
me
no,
I'm
no,
cool
no,
with
I
it.
don't do that.
I
but-
thought so.
No.
I thought so.
I'm 63. We don't
One
do that.
woman. You don't gotta tell me who she
Let me
is.
explain to you what I mean.
Quick.
When you're grown, when you
Yo.
grown,
Five. Then 5 to 5,
you
not
don't-
one
You
will
don't
speak.
have to
Yo.
move that way. When you're grown, you don't have to prove that. What I'm
Well,
saying
we're having a conversation
Yes,
to educate
but-
other people, and if you can show me
but
one
what
woman,
but I'm sharing with you. You should know.
I'm not taking your word for it. You're not a woman.
But you still got to keep an open mind.
The nerve and audacity to talk to TK Kirkland, who's a public figure, and get him to call people within his family, to put them on a center stage to give their thoughts regarding something. Ma'am, he don't owe you that. And because he's not willing to do that, all of a sudden now your opinions are validated from your perspective. What is this? By the way, having someone on a podcast and constantly telling them to speed up, or we need you at 2x, you talk too long, is about the most disrespectful thing that you can do as a podcast host. Hopefully you guys pay TK for his time here, at least to be compensated for your rude and disrespectful behavior. What's so crazy is that Jezebels like this were the same ones to get mad at Kevin Samuels for checking women that will call in to his show with this exact same behavior. You demonize that man for showing what it looks like for a man to respect himself and not let you run all over him.
So you want a top earner to accept a divorcee with 3 kids. He gets no children from you. And all he gets is the part of your free time for 100% of his monogamy. Does that sound like a fair deal?
Yes.
Insane.
To someone. To that lucky one.
No. Buy a dog and die alone, because you keep talking about someone, and we already established we weren't going to do that. But see, that's your ego. How tall are you?
I am a stallion. I'm 5'10".
Dress size?
Huh?
Dress size?
I'm a 14.
Okay.
You and all your little...
Yeah, I do the same. Do you not? You get the same thing everybody else gets.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am. So at 5'10", 5'10", hold on. 5'10".
Don't try me, Kevin.
Oh no! See, don't tell me what not to do. I've been nothing but. Hold on! Don't you do that?
I was respectful.
Don't you do that? Don't tell me what not to do on my show. I've been polite to you, but it's not my fault that you 5'10" and weigh more than a man at your height.
I mean, but as a 5 foot, I can see
5'10" and listen, ma'am, 5'10", and I don't care how you carry it or not. The higher up you go, the more you're not competing with that man. You're competing with the women that are around that man making $250,000.
Oh, I disagree with the fact that you think that women, because they don't make enough money, they can't get certain men and stuff like that. Yeah, I do disagree with that.
When did I ever say that?
You said it to several women, actually.
No, you're actually 100% wrong. This woman is actually trying to say that I've told women that if you don't make a certain amount of money, you can't have a certain amount of men. Men don't care about your money. Many of you women are unfit for the men you're looking for. You're physically unfit, you're emotionally unfit, you're psychologically unfit, you're relationally unfit.
You know what? I don't have to work. I'm fine. And I look young, so I'm not worried.
And you act even younger.
And I want to. Who wants to look old or stressed out?
This is a damn shame. This is where our women think they should be. A fucking childish 50-year-old.
No one says
childish 50-year-old. I'm sitting here looking at this. This is what black men have to pick from.
At this current moment in my life, and I want to be selfish. I want to worry about me and not have to think about making somebody else happy. You know what I'm saying?
Why make a baby?
Why did I make a baby? One, I was young. Two,
you were 24.
Yeah, so
you weren't young, but you could have married that person.
I don't have time to.
You could have married that person.
No, some men are selfish. So.
But you're a selfish woman. That would have been perfect.
Oh.
Right. Don't blame it on the men. You picked him. We are what we attract. Have you ever had any therapy?
No.
I think you should look into it because what you're saying, ma'am, may feel like it's protecting you, but it's very unhealthy. Life is about people. What rate are men above 6 figures married out in the black community?
80%. I'm going to throw out a number.
And where are you getting your data from?
See, you want to stick on data.
Because
it's very analytical.
College educated woman?
Yes, I am.
So why don't you want to deal with facts, data, and statistics?
Because this is supposed to be like a talk show.
It needs to be rooted in fact.
Okay, well, you're analytical that way, and that's how you run your show.
Well,
what
I don't do is allow people to come on and spout propaganda because that's part of the problem in the black community. Our image is jacked up because so many of our women decide to come in talking like you. This is the same thing about black men being gay, down low, and in jail. 51% of black men are single and childless. 64% are in the middle class. Black men in this country are 2 million less than you, marriageable. Yet we are 847,000 more marriages than you. It ain't the problem with the men. The problem in our community is women like you.
See, Kevin's style makes women like you respect him. TK's style will eventually lead to men getting passports. Let's go.
You cannot.
I am, and I want to hear it.
Let me finish a second. You cannot say, you know for a fact, that's how people move.
I'm telling you.
You cannot do that.
On this,
you're basing it on your own personal journey.
I'm telling you.
I got 33 years on you.
You're not a woman or a mother.
I'm not saying.
So you can't speak to me on that. And if you tell me you know 5 women
to what I'm saying.
that are cool.
If you're saying that you're right, what makes you think I can't be right?
Because you have no idea what it's like.
You've
never
understanding.
done it.
You're asking about what's right.
No, I'm not.
I have to respect your.
I think okay. So maybe you lost in translation.
You have to make sure.
You just be talking and be getting people fucked up.
You have to make sure you understand one thing.
Wow.
Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Everybody has their own experiences. And one thing you can't do is, especially a 63-year-old. You can't.
Stop throwing your 100 years on this earth.
I gotta throw that into you because
of respect. Oh, where are we as a community? Where are we as a culture if we're not respecting our elders? Show some decency. Show some respect.
Just because you're 63 doesn't make you wise.
It makes you wisdom.
No, it does not.
Give you, well, it gives me wisdom. I can't speak for the men that you probably met in your journey.
This is so crazy.
But I know I got my shit together.
What I will say is there's no way in hell you're going to tell me, and we're going to move on because then if you're not going to call her, it's not going to make no point in talking about it. Well, but there's no way in hell you're going to ever convince me without calling her.
Yes.
And show me one woman that says, I'm cool with taking care of.
Okay, but you have to respect my opinion too.
I'm not talking about opinions.
Yes.
I'm talking about prove to me and show me one woman.
But when you move through life a certain way, you don't have to prove. The great thing about it is we're on air and people will make their own decision. And here's the thing.
There's not one woman that chose to have a baby with someone that they didn't think they were going to be. Watch what I'm trying to say. Time-wise.
Watch what I'm trying to tell you. On my Instagram right now, I guarantee you're going to have people that'll say, I'm down with that.
If you're on his live right now, DM me. I'm about to open up my DMs. If you're a woman,
no,
we
can read it.
No,
I guarantee you.
We ain't go. You got to put your glasses on because you can't see, old man.
Don't worry about me.
Wow. Look at you.
You know what they say? She is annoying.
She's annoying as hell.
Say. She's annoying.
Look at her laugh through it.
Well, television tells your true vision. Keep my panties any day, TK. She's a narcissist.
Yeah.
What else? I told you. See, everybody moves a certain way. Thank you, guys. What else?
This is terrible.
Just see how, dang, that's what they saying about you.
Dang, no, about you.
No. These are my people.
Exactly, that's the
people.
problem.
This is
why you don't amplify certain voices.
So what I'm trying to say.
For all the women that come down up in here and they're saying, what do you guys mean that women don't take accountability? As he's reading off the comments that readily talk about her behavior in this podcast, she then concludes that they are talking about him, right? And it's why you don't give certain people voices.
Is that people move differently in life. And you have to respect that. That's what I'm trying to say. See, you thinking you getting on me, but these people are getting on you because this is coming from them. They watching you. They have no idea who you are.
Again, I just want one woman to tell me.
No. You're missing again. They are watching you, and this is pure.
I get it because the way that I come
I'm not saying that you're wrong. No, I want to make sure I'm clear. You're not wrong.
But it's different
opinions.
You're not. Right.
It's just that it's the 7 billion people on this planet. People move differently. And that's what I feel, instead of you trying to tell me I'm wrong, I want you because you have
we've never been talking about right or wrong.
No, you're not saying that I'm right and you're not saying that I'm wrong either. But your energy says that I'm wrong.
Oh,
so what I'm trying to say, in life, people move a certain way in this game. And that's why it's called life. That's why when you watch the news and you see people going through problems, you read things on Instagram, you see the issues. Everybody, and we go, oh my God, I can't believe someone did that. That's life.
That's life. And the thing about life is that, listen, she's not wrong. That he made 7 kids with 7 different baby mamas is absolutely crazy. That's crazy work. But the way that she's attacking the subject tells us more about her and her mindset than about TK's. Absolutely abhorrent as well as terrible job as a podcast host. Whoever it was to give you the connection of a TK, that guy right there, shame on you, guy or girl, shame on you. She wasn't ready for this particular task. She needs to seek therapy way more often than what she currently does. And she's projecting her current relationship woes and the fact that she is still a single mother after being a half decently attractive woman and does not have the accountability in her life to recognize that it's her demon serpent tongue that has left her single throughout all of these years. And even when nicely, directly confronted by a TK Kirkland, or not so much as nicely as confronted by the comments in her own video, she still doesn't recognize the truth. And this is why I say so much to my gentlemen, is that some of these women are too far beyond saving. Don't save them because they don't want to be saved. It is not your job, but it is your job to recognize these types of women before you go raw daddy inside of them. Because damn, can you imagine what it's like being her baby father? Yo, Oh, have mercy on that boy's soul. But this has been your video. I have been your host, Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews. Guys, drop me a line down in the comments section what it is that you think about this particular piece of content. Did I miss anything that you guys want to talk about? Let's talk about it down there. Last but not least, if you guys want to join my men's self-development community, link to it down in the description box down below somewhere. Link in, beam up, and I will see you guys soon. Until next time, YouTube. Peace.